T-Man 978 Chill Review.
Hello everyone, T-Man 978. Right now we're taking a look at Fans Toys FT-56 Variator. This is their version of Transformers Generation 1 Autobot Gears. Back in the G1 days, he was known as a mini-bot because he was smaller than he was one of the smallest Autobot offerings. You get the normal stuff, the instruction booklet, collector's card. Right now we get 5 faces for him and 3 weapon type accessories. I did a detailed spin around on the box on my T-Man's how-to where you can see the transformation for this guy to truck mode and back. Not gonna happen in this video because I don't want it to be long. I picked this guy up from Toy Dojo. Give them a look. I'm gonna have a link to their website in the description. I also have other links down there. Check those out for my social media and whatnot. If you're worried about out of packaging prep and you want me to show that, spoiler alert for my how-to, all I had to do was rotate his waist around. His waist was rotated backward and all I had to do was spin that around. Everything else was in place. So I'm gonna still do things differently than I normally do and start with looking at him and then the accessories. Now, yeah, he looks good. He pretty much looks like he jumped out of the cartoon. They really studied that cartoon look and went out of their way to give us this. Make sure I show everything. Nice glossy paint pretty much everywhere. And the legs feel like they have die cast in them. And they have a lot of paint, as you can see. But nice. I'm going to show the accessories, then the articulation. You get this gun. They used a similar gun for every Autobot, it seemed like, where it looks like it might be a rocket because they have wings for some reason. You have the peg end point right here. That pegs into the back of the hand, and then the hand can close around that. He does have this gun right here. I'm not sure if this is actually accurate to anything in the show. I'm pretty sure it is. They probably wouldn't just make up something, but pow, 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 pow. It has a port in that one. There's a reason for that port. You can plug this gun in there and give him a longer rifle if you want, or a double-handed rifle. I didn't want to mess with it while recording, but I did get that up higher. I said double-handled because you can see how the arms do this. You can grab it if I fold it out, but I think I'm gonna leave it like this. Now you are capable of folding his hand up in here. I'm gonna rotate the fingers this way and then rotate that hand in like that. And right about here, we can take this torch weapon, or accessory I should say, and we can, I'm gonna port it up at the top, then bring it down and shut this panel. And now he can weld things like I think he did in episode 1 of Transformers, more than meets the eye. But he may have used it other times, I don't know. You know, they just transform their hands to anything, but I guess he's a good builder. So there you are. I was not capable of putting it on this hand, and I'm not going to kill myself trying to figure it out. This is die cast, and that is very sharp. Here is his neutral face right there. His most neutral face with his mouth just natural. If you lift his head up right here, you can pull the faceplate straight off. This folds in for transformation purposes, but there's that. You could have a big VHS face if you want it. Let's close that one. So there you are. You can put the other face in there. Sometimes it might require you to push it down to really get it in, but then you have to gingerly pull it forward, or you might pull it off and shut that. So now he has a more disgruntled face. His eyes are wider, showing that it's like, meh. Now he's hardcore bitching about something. And here you seriously done pissed him off, or he's getting shot. And now he's happy. Now he's genuinely ecstatic or laughing at something. As featured on the episode Changing Gears, you can lift this up and you can see his internals. This was his personality component inside of there, which just looked like a VHS cassette. And they popped that out, and he was all of a sudden super duper happy, and he was really agreeable and obedient. He did whatever anybody asked, but he still retained the knowledge that he didn't want to do that stuff, but for whatever reason, he couldn't control himself. I would imagine maybe that's the spark chamber before they came up with the idea. Before we completely leave off of accessories, blast effects from Siege. This port is pretty much the same size, but if you are persistent, because this is a gummy pliable material, you can force it in there. Pow, 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 shoot, shoot, shoot. Articulation, and if you're coming here from after watching Peak for Life, I love ya. But yeah, he does more than what he showed. But anyway, the head is on like a sliding joint right here a little bit, so it can like rock forward a bit. And then he looks up a considerable amount. Like, I don't think any other Gears has the ability to look up. It doesn't really look down, but it seems to be almost on a ball joint, so it kind of rocks. But anyway, of course, you can look left and right as well. But he can look up way more than I would expect. The arms can do the T-pose that The Amazing loves. And of course, they can swivel. But this notch right here, they made it so you can do the T-pose, but if you bend it in any other way, it's not going to go out completely 90. He does have double jointed elbows and a bicep swivel. The wrist rotates very tightly and all the fingers open up like that. The waist rotates freely, no ratchets or anything. You can bend his abs a little bit, and then this like kind of moves up like that to keep it having a cohesive ab crunch. But you do have the option to break that and come all the way forward. Right now that pen is still tight and he can keep this pose, but I would imagine with this being fans toys, that may weaken over time. But right now it's cool. You got these flaps. They are kind of flimsy feeling and loose. And then you have this crotch skirt, which is my favoriteest thing in the world. You can kick that out to the side. The legs kick back that much. They kick forward this much. That's what it looks like. I guess when they have a crotch skirt, when I do a pose, I try to put both legs at the same level, which is limiting, but it makes it look more cohesive than having the flap up like that and doing this. But whatever, it's your toy. Of course, you have the thigh rotation right here. Here's one of the things Pig mentioned, that the knee bends slightly more than 90 degrees. It's really freaking double jointed and it bends all the way back, like crazy back. And that's what that knee looks like. Unfortunately, one thing I can't argue with him on is he just has that ankle pivot and it opens like that with no like false pieces in there to make it look like the foot is still attached to the leg, and it doesn't rock forward or back. So yeah, you get the good double jointed knees, but then the foot can't rock forward or back, which kind of negates the need to have that. Now we gotta pose things Transformers Generations of style, where you put the foot like this because you can't rock things forward, but he can have the ab crunch and he can look up, and I always love that. Here are my current season 1 G1 mini-bots. I'm pretty sure I'm gonna end up with a new wind charger at some point, and maybe even a new Bumblebee if Fans Toys makes it, but I don't know. And now with two bigger Autobot deluxe cars. I didn't realize how much bigger Trailbreaker is than Prowl, like holy crap. Alright now, vehicle mode. It rolls smoothly. Usually all the Fans Toy stuff does roll smoothly because they're heavy with rubbery or some type of rubber equivalent tires. You'll know if they're real rubber, if in 10 years they're falling off. Yay. But anywho, of course, you don't get this Autobot logo on your figure straight out of the package. I had to put that on, so there's that. Nice and shiny, painted. And Gears is one of the the few Autobots on the cartoon that actually just look like a robot folded up into a truck instead of being an actual truck that can actually do truck things. But here's this detail right here. Here's this detail, and like Big said, it looks like he has two closed eyes up in there. Or maybe secret eyes hidden behind the glass. But yeah. Transformation is not too complicated. There are a few steps, and you'll see in my transformation, my T-Man's how to transform Variator. Like right here, this all looks simple, just like the original toy. It looks like his legs fold to the back, his arms probably crush in, and that's it. But there are quite a few more steps. But here he is. You can take these guns, push the little handles back like this. And they don't do this for every figure, but they try to incorporate some type of weapon hiding gimmick. In this case, it's a defensive gimmick. He can store that there, and he can shoot things. I don't know if anybody's ever going to display it like that, but that is an option. Here he is compared to a typical Autobot car. So you can see he is a mini-bot. And I'm pretty sure in the cartoon, they had this scale, and it didn't even matter. Or maybe depending on the scene, maybe he was a little bit bigger. I can't think of a time where he was riding beside everybody, so I'm gonna have to go back and watch some episodes. But anywho, I like this mode, and I said what I said about the robot mode before getting here. Thank you, Toy Dojo, for getting this to me fairly quickly. I would have got it quicker if the post office wasn't inept. Pig for Life actually ships out some of these on the East Coast. He shipped it from Virginia. It got to Baltimore, and then for whatever reason, instead of being delivered, I found out later they sent it back to Virginia, so someone reads backwards. But anywho, I like it. It's cool. Satisfied outside of the crotch plate and the fact that the ankles don't rock forward and back. Other than that, it's super awesome. Thank you for watching. Until next time, T-Man 978 out of here.
Click the videos. Click the videos, baby. Click the videos. You should really click these videos. Click the videos. Click those videos, baby. Click the videos. You really should click those videos. Click the